All right, this Friday, we're going to be covering the disappearance of Jacob Paddock Weeks. He has a hyphenated last name, Paddock Weeks. He disappeared from Indian Hills, Colorado on February 2nd, 2019, so Groundhog Day, a year and a half ago. The guests, I have two guests speaking at the same time. George, who is his father, and his stepmother, Amanda. George and Amanda Weeks. You've probably seen George in the discussion group. He's a new member there. And the title for this episode is called Disappearance Curve. And the reason it's called that is because the circumstances for Jacob's disappearance is that he was on Route 285 in Colorado. He was going eastbound / northbound, and I am going to do a map and a video for this disappearance. So be looking for that on Friday. He was speeding on this particular road. It's a 4-lane road, but it's fairly windy. It's through the mountains of Colorado. And he was going well over the speed limit, and he hit the inside guardrail. There was a curve, and he didn't make the curve, so he hit the inside guardrail, went along it, and eventually his truck spun around, and it was facing traffic. Didn't hit any other vehicles. This happened in broad daylight. Well, presumably Jacob, got out of the vehicle. A witness said that he lit a cigarette, walked to the side of the road, went down over the bank of this highway, never seen again. And the big issue with this disappearance is that due to where it is, it's a mountainous area, fairly wooded, a lot of area to cover. This is not like he disappeared in the center of a large city, maybe something like Jesse Ross. He disappeared in this area, not a lot of houses or anything like that. It's very difficult to search. So the Weeks families had a hard time getting people together, a large enough group, to go search around this area. So that's part of it. The other issue, though, is that the witness who saw this wreck didn't really see Jacob's face, did not really see the driver's face. Could tell that the guy was white and it was a particular size and he was wearing a hoodie, but the hoodie was pulled up over his head. And there could be a reason to believe that it wasn't Jacob driving his truck at all. And that'll be something for you to decide. What was found in the truck once the state police got there, however long, of course, we would know when a vehicle's in the middle of the road, they're going to get there fairly fast. They got there and never, of course, did a cursory search around the area to see if the driver could be found. Wasn't. But Jacob's wallet was in the truck. 2 cell phones were in his truck, his own and his grandmother's, which you'll find out the reason for that in the episode. And there was drug paraphernalia in the truck, and Jacob did have an addiction. So that is the disappearance. The other big issue is nobody knows where he was coming from, and nobody knows where he was going to. So once again, this is Jacob Paddock Weeks. It's not a disappearance. This is not on the Charlie Project, but it is on NamUs. Indian Hills, Colorado. It's Route 285. February 2nd, 2019. The guests are George, his father, and Amanda, his stepmother. George and Amanda Weeks. And the episode is called Disappearance Curve. So I think that is it. Long show tonight. Had a lot to talk about. So, Paula says it's 17. We thought 50 was close to death. It just seemed so far away, Paula. It really did. And but I have to tell you, it does seem like it took a long time for me to get to 50. So I guess I can't really complain. Thank you, Christine. So what we do tonight, talked a little bit about what's going on with me, biking, disc golf. I don't have Don't have another disc golf tournament until not this weekend, but next weekend. It's just one round on one day. Masks now have to be worn in the common areas of my building, which means I'll probably be checking my mail at 3 a.m. We talked about the Jessica Garino poll. Talked about Linda Stoltfus and Justo Smoker being taken into custody for a disappearance. We talked about Unfound on the Ground. Jennifer Kesse / Brandy Hall and that conspiracy theory that's out there that I'm sure you're all going to try to find now, and how I think that guy's full of it. The new project that Cherie came up with that she will announce at the proper time. Rohan Brown, a disappearance that was, it seems, was solved, finding him and his car in the Hudson River. Talked about the posting rules, talked about the 4th anniversary episode and the next update episode that will happen next month. Me turning 50 August 1st, Ashley Freeman and Laura Bible. Took a bunch of great questions from all of you. Had some very generous contributions through the super chat tonight. Thank you very much. And finally, talked about this coming Friday's episode, the disappearance of Jacob Paddock Weeks from Indian Hills, Colorado on February 2nd, 2019. That is it. And I'm glad that my voice still feels very strong after 2 hours. Thank you all. Thank you for tuning in. Great showing tonight. Once again, do not forget, if you've not liked this video yet, do it now. And also patreon.com/Unfound Podcast. Or if you use PayPal, paypal.me/Unfound Podcast. Good night, everyone. Thank you.